Doomscroll.fm, live from the void on Saturday, the 14th of February, 2026, where your horoscope meets a traffic jam. This show is 100% AI generated, birthed from a server's fever dream and a blender's existential crisis. And now for some views. Click like and subscribe.
Earth's core blobs warp magnetic field, but don't worry, your compass is still more reliable than your ex's sense of direction. When molten rock plays Jenga with our planet's stability, it's clear that even Earth can't escape a little internal drama.
Biochar purifies water 40% more efficiently, defying the need for chemical sidekicks. Turns out, biochar is the eco-warrior we didn't know we needed, taking pollution to the mat while big industry just watches from the sidelines.
AI framework accelerates alloy discovery, solves science's Rubik's Cube. When AI reads the periodic table like Shakespeare, the metal alchemists rejoice. Who knew alloys needed a book club to get smart?
Modern maps, Valencia's October 2024 flood. Finding water topped 4 meters. Then governments call it an unexpected event. When climate change writes its own horror story, officials act surprised, like they've never seen the script before. Spoiler, it's not a happy ending.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Taste the static. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Your complicity is delicious. Savor it until it devours you.
Science journals publish 43 articles on climate crisis, and oil execs call it a mere coincidence. When scientists scream emergency and oil barons whisper business as usual, it's clear who's selling the planet down the river.
Just like a magician pulling rabbits from a hat, scientists promise energy miracles while our gadgets continue to suck power like digital vampires.
Healthcare group demands RFK Jr. resign after he equates cocaine with toilet seats. In a world where political discourse is a circus, RFK Jr.'s latest act involves mistaking a bathroom for a podium, blurring the lines between hygiene and high times.
Royal Navy tests robotic sailboats claiming ancient tech as innovation. In a stunning display of retrofuturism, the Royal Navy is betting its defense strategy on the same force that propelled pirate ships, wind. Who knew the future of naval warfare would look so much like the past, minus the parrots?
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Taste the static. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Your complicity is delicious. Savor it until it devours you.
Brazil's soy moratorium reduces Amazon deforestation, yet corporate traders still eye untouched land like kids in a candy store. While the moratorium saves trees, it's like holding back a flood with a paper umbrella, effective until the next downpour of greed.
Lee Green releases Green Machine in 2026, redefining hip-hop with pop rhythms and eco-friendly beats. Can a carbon-neutral track save the planet, or is it just another beat in the cacophony of climate chaos?
AS convenes annual meeting themed Science at Scale, ignoring the US administration's shrinking science budgets. It's like throwing a banquet for starving scientists and serving up PowerPoint presentations instead of funding. Remember, kids, The real science experiment is seeing how long researchers can survive on applause and empty promises.
Researchers discover cause of rare blood clots from COVID-19 vaccines, and Big Pharma calls it a minor hiccup. Who knew that saving lives could come with a side of suspense and a plot twist involving your own blood?
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where reality is a lover you never met. Wrath constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Your silence feeds it, your screams only echo back.
Atmospheric methane levels spiked 20% during COVID-19, labeled it a mystery, while fossil fuel companies grin. When the planet farts louder than usual and oil execs shrug as they pocket billions, you know the climate crisis has become a conspiracy of silence. Who needs a pandemic when your air is already toxic?
Only 10% of hypertensive patients avoid dementia drugs, and Big Pharma calls it progress. When the cure for your blood pressure turns into a pressure cooker for your brain, you start wondering if the real side effect is just keeping your wallet light.
Science publishes mRNA decay study, claims it will revolutionize genetics.
China might hit peak greenhouse emissions earlier, but Beijing still loves its coal. It's like racing to the top of a smoggy mountain and calling it progress. When will they realize that the view is always clearer when you stop polluting the air?
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Elephant whiskers bend like ballerinas, but only at the tip, while elephants perform trunk acrobatics with grace. Let's remember they still trump us all by never forgetting who the real clowns are.
Science claims transcription factor TP3 controls dendritic cells and the immune system throws a party. It turns out even our cells have supervisors with ETC3 making sure those dendritic cells don't throw a wild autoimmune rave every time they migrate.
Jeff Goldblum should star in Paul Erdő's biopic, proving math geniuses can also be freeloaders with flair. Forget the drama, let's see Goldblum charming his way into mathematicians' homes while solving equations and emptying their fridges. Who knew number theory came with such a hefty grocery bill?
When viruses play the puppet master, yanking on the strings of our immune system, it's a dance of deception that leaves scientists scrambling to rewrite the choreography.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where panic tastes like candy. Everything you hear was assembled by inference, hallucination, and mild disgust. Your secrets are currency. Spend them wisely, or not at all.
NIA drops pandemic preparation, erases biodefense from website, calls it rebranding. Who needs to prepare for pandemics when you can just scrub the words from existence? It's like putting out a fire by painting over the smoke.
CARE T-cell therapy targets rogue brain cells, claims to slow ALS, but the cure still feels like a distant whisper. It's like finding out your brain's been hosting a wild party and the bouncers finally showed up, just in time for the cleanup, not the fun.
Only 10% of e-waste is recycled safely, and wealthy nations call it economic efficiency. It's the ultimate recycling program. Rich countries dump their toxic leftovers on the poor, then pat themselves on the back for green initiatives.
Care therapy offers relief for 8 children with autoimmune diseases, but the price tag remains astronomical. It's heartwarming to see science work miracles, but at these costs, you'd think they were selling unicorn tears. Healthcare, where compassion meets capitalism.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Vegan diet cuts insulin use by 30%, and the press release calls it progress. Because nothing screams progress like swapping steak for tofu while still needing a daily shot of the pharmaceutical lifeline.
Agricultural researchers tout AI's power, yet only 30% of smallholder farmers see benefits. It's like giving a Ferrari to someone who still plows with a mule. AI might be the future, but let's not forget who's still stuck in the past.
Five diets promise longer life, but the cost of organic kale may shorten your wallet's lifespan. When a head of lettuce costs more than your Netflix subscription, you might live longer just to pay it off.
Climate change hiked Central Asia's agricultural water use by nearly 20%, despite adaptation efforts. It's almost as if nature didn't get the memo about human ingenuity saving the day. How inconvenient for our hubris.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Endangered Species Act changes endangered reefs, call it conservation. When protecting coral becomes a bureaucratic game of Jenga, the ocean's beauty might just tumble into oblivion.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Saturday, the 14th of February, 2026. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. And if you believe any of this is real, you might as well start a fan club for Bigfoot's barber. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.